Hey everybody, Superfluous J here, playing more Kerbal Space Program, and the day is ending, the sun is setting on Val's gravesite, and there's a new dawn. 1.11 has come out, and Kerbals can now build stuff in space, which is crazy. The craziest part is I can't currently get Kerbals into space. So let's fast track our next few contracts so we can start actually doing the stuff that is available in the game. Everything is different now. It's crazy. We don't even have we could throw somebody in a cockpit, I suppose. But we're not gonna do that. We're gonna keep up the way we have been doing, which is trying to get a probe into let me don't save this. We need to get a probe into orbit of the moon. That's our current goal, and we also have a side goal of having that probe be able to fly by Minmus from the moon. That is definitely a possibility here of things we could try to do. We've also got surveys that we can do as soon as these start coming up. So we actually have a focused temperature survey of the moon. Spaceflight above near this site. See, something like that we can probably do. So if this is still available, although it expires in 2 hours, so it's not going to still be available. But if it were to be still available, we could take that and probably get it with this probe. But anyway, let's go ahead and leave the facility. Let's go ahead and go to the vehicle assembly building. We are going to we're going to build this thing light. We're going to build it hardy. We're going to try to utilize some of the new stuff we got, though. We've got Valiance and we've got Reliance. Valiant's a great small engine for a probe like this. Not for the probe itself, which we're going to stick with the good old-fashioned Spark. But for the transfer stage, it's going to be fantastic. So let's just go ahead and pick it up. And if you see here, it's actually bigger than this guy is. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go coupling. We are going to then have one of these adapter fuel tanks. And then we're going to, let's go with the biggest one of these. And then throw a Valiant on it. And if you look here, that's already more Delta V than we're ever going to need. Which is awesome. So let's go ahead and throw some. Oh wait, we didn't want this Stay Putnik, did we? Do we want the Octo or do we want the Stay Putnik? The Stay Putnik is half the weight, but it doesn't have reaction wheels. We could put reaction wheels on, but then that's the same weight as the other guy. His pitch torque is 5. This guy's pitch torque is something. I don't see it, actually. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong one. This guy's pitch torque is 0.3. So this is actually better, although it uses up a part. But we've got 46 parts, so I'm not too worried about that. So let's do that. Then we're going to need a good old-fashioned battery. Two of them. We like to have 2 batteries to make sure we can transmit all the science. We're also going to throw... I think we'll splurge and put 3 solar panels on this guy for now. And then good old-fashioned transmitter. Just like that. And some good old-fashioned science. Let's put this guy here and this guy here. We are not going to do the mystery goo. It's just too much of a pain. It's just too much of a pain. We are also going to seriously consider this heat shield. We are also going to seriously consider... We didn't pick it up. Oh, that's another thing. Let's go ahead and save this. How much science do we have? I don't think I can see that from here. No, it's not available on the option. So let's back out. Did I already spend my science? I don't actually remember if I did or not. Because if I didn't, I didn't. Okay, let's go ahead and spend our science. Because there's something I wanted in particular. And that something is this return box. The experiment storage unit, it's really not necessary with the Force Science mod. However, it would be very nice to be able to ensure that the experiments I'm taking, I can return them. However, if I don't take the mystery goo, it's useless. So tell you what, it's not that big of a deal now that I'm looking at it. It also costs 30 of my science. We could also get better engines and also the ability to upgrade the spark, although I don't know if I want to spend that much money on it. But we also get a Terrier, Pug. Pug is good, a good engine. It might actually be better than the Valiant for in space. We've also got this, which fuel lines is pretty good deal, and better decouplers, including radials, which I think I'm going to get those. Definitely get radial decouplers. And then this parachute that we've been kind of relying on, but not owning. Let's go ahead and pick that up, and then that's our 30. And then we can do 10 more. We might as well get the flea, even though I really don't have any plans to use it. It's just I have the science, might as well spend it. Okay. Now back to where we were. Where we were was this guy. I didn't pick up the Pug or anything, so yeah, we're gonna stick with a Valiant on here, and his thrust to weight is ridiculous, which makes me kind of want to go crazy and do that. And now we're definitely, like, if this gets into space, this could do everything we ever want. It also makes me think that maybe, even though I just said I didn't want to do it, a couple, 3 of these isn't a bad idea. No, not going to do it. This is for the long haul, and this is to get people into space. So let's go ahead, and we've got electrical, we've got this. This is actually probably about it. All we need to do is get this thing into space, and the way you do this is, do I have crossfeed? That's the question. No, I do not. So I think I had to unlock that fuel thing to get crossfeed. So let's go ahead and slap this on the side. Let's use our 2 biggest by mass SRBs, which is hilariously the flea. Let's do that. And if we do the flea first and then kick it off and do this guy, this will just get us up in the air. And then this will get us into space and all the way to moon, probably into orbit. And then that'll have this. I think that's fair. What else do we really want on this thing, though? The Valiant has gimbaling, so I'm not really all that concerned, especially if we are smart and we go 1, 2, and then wait, we want to do this one first. 1, 2, 1, and then -1. That way, fuel will drain forward. I don't think we need those. What else do we want on this guy? I feel like we could add more. I mean, we could do one of these stupid service modules that I would hate to do. We've also got the protective shell. We've got the protective shell. So, how big is this? Is this the tiniest one? No, this is this size. So if we do this, no, I don't want to do that because this has fuel in it, and this is not going to allow crossfeed, I don't think. So, nah, I don't need it. I'll want it later, but I don't need it now. These guys I don't think need nose cones on them. They're not going to be on long enough to really make it worth it. Honestly, I think this is good enough. I think this is good enough. Because I don't plan on returning this guy. That's another reason I don't want to get all crazy. We could land this guy on Min-Miss, and we probably don't need anything for that. I think I am going to throw a couple basic fins on here. A couple being 4. Just to be sure. And let's call this Moon or Bit 1 and save it, and I'll launch it. And without too much ado, 3, 2, 1, launch. Okay, these things are a little slow off the pad, but they're doing pretty well now. I should probably know my apoapsis. Okay, that's fine. Should probably also know how much electric charge I have. That's also fine. Wouldn't mind it if we were a little bit more perfectly east, but not going to complain too much. More concerned that everything is flopping around like a crazy thing. But we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Okay. Definitely too far over. Normally I'd like my apoapsis to be 20 when I'm here. It's just, the thing is really, really, really squirrely, and I just realized why it's really squirrely. I have SAS off. Okay, now we're at 20, and we're at 20, which is where we like to be. So we should be fine now. I kind of wish I had locked a prograde, because I don't trust this guy to just fly. But maybe I'll turn SAS off now that we're apoapsis is above 30. We'll just see what he does here. That's not good. Definitely don't want him aiming down. There we go. We'll just let this go. And I said this thing would probably get us into orbit around Moon, but I just realized it's probably we're going to be dropping it halfway to Moon, which kind of makes me want to think about... I'm going to actually throttle down a bit now until we get a little bit higher in the atmosphere. I'm thinking about just burning this thing until it runs out of fuel. That way we can dump it, excuse me, back into the atmosphere. As long as we're not seeing any heating effects, I think I'm going to just keep throttling up slightly and slowly as we go here. We're 50 kilometers up, so we shouldn't have too much to worry about as far as atmospheric heating. Let's go ahead and I guess he just doesn't have perform all signs. It must be a mod loading order thing, like all y'all loads before the telemetry stuff. Let's go ahead and let's just throttle this thing up, hit the T key, perform all science, reset, reset, reset. There's nothing there. Okay. We just left the atmosphere, so I'm going to kick that off and just let it go. We've still got 3,000 meters per second, so I'm not even concerned in the least about... about whether or not we're going to be able to get to Moon or not. I do want to keep my solar panels in the sun. We still don't have the ability to warp to a specific spot on the orbit, except for what Kerbal Engineer gives us. I'm sorry, not Kerbal Engineer, Kerbal Alarm Clock. Let's get my periapsis above 70. There we go, and I think what I'm gonna do here is, Moon's like in the worst spot, so I think I'm gonna do a ton of orbits here. Let's go ahead and no, we can't switch to that easily. I'm not gonna bother then. Okay, we're gonna do a ton of orbits. We're gonna waste a bunch of time letting Moon get to we're fine on electric charge. Whoa, that's a little too far. But I'm going to go for it anyway. So let's warp to our periapsis. And then burn this up, and even though I can't make maneuver nodes, the fact that I have patch conics means I will see what my Moon orbit is going to look like when I get to it. And I don't really care how well I get into an orbit. I just want to get into an orbit. A little surprised. Do I need to set that as a target first? No. Yeah, I feel like I'm wasting fuel at this point, at this juncture. Kind of wish I had done this slightly differently. But what are you going to do? How are our solar panels? They are terrible. Let's get them in the sun. Let's warp out here just a little bit. Say to here. I mean, we're not that far away. And then let's burn inward. That's outward. Let's burn inward. I feel like I'm at the point now where I'm just going to do this because I know how to do a lot of things in this game, but I don't know how to fly without maneuver nodes. I can't wing it. I'm really bad at that part. Okay, stop. Should never have used that. I could have just. Okay, so now, though, I can do this. Which way is... See, that's prograde. So I kind of want to go retrograde and this. And that's a nice low periapsis. Let's make sure our solar panels are in the sun. Warp to that periapsis. And then get into orbit. We have no comms because we're on the other side of the moon. I should have aimed at my periapsis when I had the hands. We're like just out of comms range. That's so annoying. Okay, well, let's time warp until we get into comms range. And slow down now. Slow down now. Slow down now to get into orbit. And of course, we're probably not going to be in orbit because, you know, reasons. So now let's warp to our apoapsis. And we're just going to speed up enough to get our orbit. We don't actually care about it being good or anything like that. But we got our contract complete. We got 79 grand for orbiting the moon and a bunch of science too. So let's just make sure there's no science to get. Nope and nope. Okay, and let's head back to the Space Center. Yeah, that radial parachute test is getting a little annoying, especially now that we own the parachutes. It's this one, right? Yeah. So we own that parachute, so we don't actually need this contract anymore. So I think I might want to just robotic science retrieval. Bring a moonstone back with you. That's not going to happen anytime soon. Okay, satellites around moon and stuff. These are good. These are good because they're going to be relays. But we're going to worry about that in a minute. We're going to go to Exploration Plus, and we're going to see what we got. Land on the moon, probably not going to happen. Return to manned return from orbit of the moon. That's not going to happen anytime soon. And start exploring Minmus, though. 99 grand for flying by Minmus and returning science from Minmus. We're going to accept that because we can do that right now. We also we can investigate things on the moon, which is awesome. That's even more money. So we can do those, and those are going to be, these all need to be EVA'd. So we're gonna be using Kerbals for those too, which is going to be fantastic. Okay, so let's head back to our probe and try to get this thing to Minmus now. Yeah, if we had a satellite around Moon, we might have been able to do this orbit a little bit better. We still got 14 grand, so we should be able to get to Minmus. And oh, that's curious. I wonder if Astrogator will create a maneuver. Let's hit F5 because I don't know what's going to happen here. But if we say transfer to Minmus, create a maneuver, it worked. That's hilarious. I am able to create a maneuver. Two of them, in fact, on Astrogator that gets me to Minmus. I feel like I'm cheating here. How much money do we have? We have enough money to upgrade the tracking, the mission control. So I'm gonna go back to the Space Center because I feel bad. I feel like I'm cheating. It's bad enough warping to Apoapsis when I don't have that ability. I feel like maybe. Oh, I can't afford it. Well, okay, so I'll use these this time. But I swear, the next time as soon as I get 50 grand more, I'm totally gonna do it. Let's go ahead and fly. Don't tell anybody that I'm cheating. So we need to aim at this maneuver node. It's very squirrely because it's a tiny, tiny, tiny maneuver node. And we are going to limit our thrust down so it's a little bit easier to do because I'm not 100% sure. Oh, yeah, it's on the Kerbin side of Moon, so it should be fine. How long is it? It's in 6 days, though. So let's go ahead. We're not on any time limit here. Let's go ahead and warp to it. 5 days, 4 days, 3 days, 2 days. It is on the other side of Kerbin. Luckily, oh no, it's going to be on our side of Kerbin. Luckily, we were aimed at the node anyway, so it probably didn't matter all that much. Now that I'm also at low orbit, I'm going to take some science experiments here. Perform all science. It's worth 0, worth 0, worth 0, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, 44 seconds. Where is Kerbin? Okay, no chance of losing Kerbin. Whoa, fast forward a bit, and we're going to be very precise with this because we don't have the ability to make more. And close it. Okay. So, now this other maneuver node presumably gets us an encounter with Minmus. But I don't see it. So I think I'm going to have to fiddle a little bit. No. Oh, no, that was probably a moon encounter. Yeah, that was another moon encounter. I have a feeling this whole thing... Oh, there we go. Frustrating that a moon encounter, a future moon encounter, is causing me these problems. Come on. Yeah, see, they're going right at each other. Yeah, I think, I hate to say it, but I think I'm going to go with something like this. And just kind of assume that we're going to get the encounter. Because that's crazy. Okay, let's just go with this. Why not, right? Our solar panels in the sun. They are good enough. So let's time warp. Let's hit F5 and time warp to this node. How does our... We still got a green antenna rating, which is nice. Shouldn't matter when we exactly burn, so I'm just going to do it now. And let's just stop there. Okay, now we still can't do a maneuver node here. So let's warp to apoapsis and kind of see what Minmus looks like as we're out here. Yeah, so when Minmus is here, we're going to be here. I don't know what to do. Let's go ahead and burn retrograde. Did we run out of... We didn't run out of electric charge. Oh, we're still time warping. The nice thing is we've still got comms out here. So we're just going to burn forward until these things touch, in theory. Okay, so they didn't touch. So now we're going to time warp to our periapsis. When we pass this, yeah, there we go. So now if we burn retrograde, eventually, oh, I just saw one. Eventually these things will match up. It's just really annoying that we have to do it this way. Yeah, see, it's not showing us the encounter I want it to show us, which is also annoying. So let's go to the descending node. Might as well fix this while we're here. This is not what I wanted to do today. But I'm the one who set myself up with a hard career. Okay, so there we are. So now maybe I can do this. Yeah, I feel like I used to feel when I didn't know what I was doing, because I don't know what I'm doing when I don't have maneuver nodes. Okay, let's... Oh, there we go. There we go. Focus view. And it's gone. That's crazy. Okay, let's do this. Let's just accept what we have. That's crazy. Yeah, I can't get it back. Also, I don't remember rotating ships causing this problem. Okay, we're just going to leave it like this. And we are going to warp to this sphere of influence. Keeping an eye on my electric charge. I mean, we've still got over $1,000. So landing on Minmus is not going to be a problem. Especially because our relative velocity is going to be pretty low right now. But the first thing we want to do when we get into the sphere of influence here which is going to happen any second now. The first thing we want to do, we actually, I think, no, we just got a world first milestone. We need to return science data from the surface of Minmus. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to perform all science. We're going to transmit 8 MITs. We are going to transmit 2 MITs, and that's it, because the this doesn't work high in space. But we've completed this contract now. So guess what we can do now? Guess what we'll never have to deal with again. Because I think we got 99,000 for that, which is far more than the 50,000 we need in order to upgrade mission control. Boom. Actually, looks like we got more than 99 grand for that. We also got 30 science. I don't think I'm going to buy anything yet with it because we can't really do much with it. But now, not only can we do this, but we can also pick things up. Survey, we lost. Satellite on Kerbin. Satellite on around Eve. No, we're not going to Eve anytime soon. Moonstone, rescue and recovery. I'm going to disable these because I don't want to rescue anybody. Part testing. We still got that stupid parachute, but at least now I can do other things. Field research. These might be fun. However, I'm not going to do them. Exploration Plus. This is what we want. Orbit Minmus. We're going to accept that contract and start exploring the sun. You know what? That's probably not a bad idea. Because once this thing, tell you what, I'm going to wait until we've landed on Minmus before I decide that. Perform a manned return from orbit of the moon. That's not going to happen anytime soon. Land on the moon, not going to happen anytime soon. Not this episode is really what I mean. So now we need to orbit Minmus, which is very easy to do. All we got to do is aim inward. Whoa. Should probably turn our thrust back up. And we're just going to burn our periapsis down here to about 20. 18. That works. Then we're going to use this great feature called Warp Here to get close to Minmus. Perform all science again. Let's keep these for now. I want to get aimed retrograde because I don't actually know where Kerbin is. It's over there. Okay, so we'll be fine. We'll be fine. So let's do this, and I'm going to say... let's get into orbit first, just to make sure. I would hate... There we go. Nice, easy orbit. But I would hate to not get in orbit because I drained my battery. So let's let's take care of business before we play around with anything else here. Boom. Okay, we are in orbit around Minmus. We've just completed a contract. Let's go ahead and get this guy in the sun. World's first milestone. We've now got a ton more money, which is awesome. Let's go ahead and transmit the data. 5 science, 25, 50, 19 science. And then we got another one. 24 science. Nice. Okay, now let's perform all science again. Worthless, worthless, worthless. Okay. So, guess what we're doing? Back to the Space Center. We're going to take yet another contract, and that yet another contract is going to be land on Minmus. Exploration Plus, land on Minmus. 99 grand, 7 science. Literally all we got to do is land, so let's go ahead and accept that contract. And Doesn't really matter where we land, except for it's got to be in view of Kerbal Space Center. So we're talking like right here. Because everything else is out of the purview of Kerbal Space Center and also not in the sun, because we just picked like the worst time. Like literally the sun is directly between us and Kerbal Space Center. Or we're directly between the sun and Kerbal Space Center is what I should really say. But let's go ahead and warp to this. Sorry it's so dark. It's just what you get. Gonna do a very, very small burn here. That should be good. And then right here, we're going to add a maneuver to come to a stop right on this hill, because I don't trust our ability to have comms anywhere else. So we're going to aim at that and hit F5, because I don't know for sure if this is going to kill us or not. We still have comms, but I'm not 100% sure where Kerbal Space Center is. We're going to cut out of orbit, and we're going to go into surface mode. And what I'm going to do here is thrust limit all the way down to 11%. And we're going to kill this maneuver node. We're going to kill our surface velocity here. And then I'm just going to aim it upright. So in case we do lose our comms, we still have the ability to stop our thrust. And we can still stop our thrust, so we're fine. Okay, so I'm going to aim perfectly upright. We're going to hit F5 again. And we are going to go down to the surface. And I'm watching the impact meter there. Impact in 20 seconds. So the letters are excruciatingly tiny, but they are there. It says our burn is going to take 10 seconds. So once we get to 5-second impact, I'm going to hit the gas. Like it's the moment it says 5. And I'm a little concerned, but now we're fine. And boom, we have landed on the surface of another world. All this money, all this science, and we have succeeded. And we even still have connection to Kerbal Space Center, which is apparently higher up than I thought. Oh, there it is. Look at that jewel in the sky. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. Okay, let's go and perform all science. And let's transmit 30 science, 6 science, 24 science. Oh, geez, all this science. It is glorious. And we just had enough, so that's awesome. Okay. Well, I don't think there's much left to do this episode, and the sun is setting, so I think I'm going to leave this probe here until it rises again. And we're going to head back to the Space Center and kind of take a look at what we got and what we got to do. We could do the moon landing. We could also probably now unlock Kerbal Craft, which is really what I want to do. So let's go into R&D. We've got 155. Let's look at our manned abilities here. Simple command modules. We got the simplest command module. We've also got the basic reentry modules. This costs 20. This costs 80. We have fairings, so I think I'm going to go for this one because it weighs less. Fuel lines, I think, are now really important. So let's just get those without thinking about them. Advanced rocketry, just more engines and stuff is a good idea. And reaction wheels and stuff, probably because we got the onion, maybe these reaction wheels are worth it. And maybe these engines are worth it. But I think we can get by with the engines we have. But we can also start thinking of different science things now. Don't think I need that yet. And what is this? Containers and stuff. These are going to be more important now that we can do work in orbit, which is going to be awesome. I honestly don't know what I want. What I really, really want. I think what I want is, I think I want bigger rockets. And I think I want more fuel tanks. That's 80 though, and we can't afford that. So let's go for more science. Because now that we're going to be sending Kerbals in space, and I also think this costs 30. We have 46. I'm gonna get this one because it seats 2, and we can send an engineer and a scientist up there. So that's it for now. That's the end of the episode, and hopefully next episode we're going to do a little bit of orbital construction to see how that works. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I most definitely enjoyed playing it. I am Superfluous K. Superfluous J. The K is definitely superfluous because it's not even there. And I will, as always, talk at you later. And just to show it, I'm testing the parachutes at over 100 meters per second, over 1,000 kilometers. And hopefully Jub will survive this. I put 4 of them on here so that ideally the plane would be fairly well balanced and land okay. But I may have underestimated the I think if I use the reaction wheels in a way that they were never meant to be used, we'll probably be fine here. But you know what? We lost Val last episode. Maybe we'll lose Jeb this episode. Nah, he'll be fine. There we go. Boom. Part tested. Never have to deal with that again. Don't forget to like and subscribe, by the way. Totally forgot to say that.